Hello and welcome to episode 29 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Mikaylee. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have half a finished object. I have two whips, one you have not seen yet. I technically have a third whip, but I haven't been working on it, so I'm not going to show that. I have a few finished objects from the community. I actually was behind. I didn't realize I was behind in my Ravelry group thread where people have been posting them, and I forgot to be checking it. So I have a few from there. I also had gone to the Rose City Yarn Crawl in Portland, Oregon this last weekend, and I filmed an entire vlog of my whole weekend while I was out there, and I will post that video down below in case you want to check that out. You can. The Adventurely Mal 2022 is still going on. You can still get participating in that. It's any Advent project that you want to work on, whips included. If you can get them finished by March 31st, 2022, and use the hashtag AdventurelyMal2022 on Instagram. Leah, my friend Leah loves to knit, and I will be picking winners from that. Ooh, that reminds me, I also have a new prize to announce from the Purling Perry. So I will also talk about that. Let me just do that now because I might forget. So this skein of yarn is a sock set. The main skein is speckled with purple, teal, and navy, and the mini is purple. I thought it had a color name, but it does not. So Sarah from the Purling Perry will send that out as a prize when we pick a winner for that at the end of the month. So I just wanted to share that prize with you as well. And this is the last month to also get a discount from Charknit online and her Etsy shop. I'll put the link down to her shop below. If you use the code AdventurelyMal25, you'll get 25% off of her shop through the end of March. I think that's it for like announcement type things. And now let me show you my projects. Okay, so the first half finished object that I have are my holly white socks. This was a design I actually started a while ago and just kind of put to the side, but I got the sock one finished. It's a little like dot pattern just with simple texture, knit and pearls. And then I did a slip stitch heel flap, heel turn and gusset, and then just a normal rounded toe. This is in the holly white colorway. It has not been released yet. I have been a little busy with going to the Rose City Yarn Crawl and prepping for the trunk show and trying to get caught up on my dyeing. But I will plan a release for this colorway. For this colorway, holly white, I will work on getting this pattern written up and tested. I do have the Eye of the Partridge heel cowl also in this colorway. That pattern is ready to go to testers. I just need to send the email to get some testers interested in that. But yeah, so keep an eye out for this. If you want to test these patterns for me, please be subscribed to my email newsletter. That's where I send out the calls for testers. So it's on my website. If you go all the way down to the bottom, it has a place to put your email. And I really don't send tons of emails out or anything. But that's where I put anytime I need pattern testers, I do it there first before Instagram. And then I also usually give like special discounts to my shop that nobody on Instagram or Facebook gets to see. So, little incentive there. But I did the first sock. I've not cast on the second sock yet. I just finished these, so I will get those going and then get the pattern ready for testers. And then my second whip, I don't know, I guess the socks are kind of a whip too, is my sea glass tee. Here it is. All these yarns everywhere. But this is my sea glass tee. The pattern is by Wool and Pine Designs, and it's a 1x1 color work. And I'm doing this for the Adventurely Mal 2022. I'm using my 2021 Advent yarn from Fuzzy Whatnots. And let me tell you a little bit about how I'm doing this. So the main skein is this up here. It's a really light pastel-y purples and greens, blues, a little bit of blues. And so I did the main skein with the first mini. And then I decided I wanted to make sure that my main skein, because I only have one main skein. This is the main skein. I probably have about half left. I wanted to make sure I would have enough yarn to do the full top, and I'm not really into like crop top sweaters, so I definitely want it to be like a little bit longer, probably like this length. So what I decided to do was fade the minis together, 2 in between each section. So this is the main skein and the first mini, and then it moves into the 2 minis together, like just the 2 minis, and I leave out the main skein. And then I switch to the new mini with the main skein, and then that old mini with the new mini, and then the main skein, and then minis again together, and then the main, and then, you know, just continuing on that way, like fading the old one with the new one. And next I'm going to be fading this one. See, I'm almost done with this, so I'm going to switch from using the main skein at my next round, and I'm going to fade these 2 together. And then on the next time, like when this is starting, when this one is gone, then I'll switch to using this one with the main skein. And then when this one gets low, I will switch to the next one, which I can't remember exactly which one is next, but you get the idea, right? I think that makes sense. And I'm stopping when I have just like a little bit of yarn left. Just kind of playing yarn chicken a little bit, like, oh, I could probably go one more round. I'm not weighing it or anything in between. I probably should, so I can make detailed notes. But that's my plan. That's what I'm doing. And I also, let me mention this. Let's see, I have a mess here. Okay. I also went back when I was in an in-between section. I went back and cast off the sleeves. So they're still on holders. I should probably just take them out. I don't think I'm gonna need them to be longer, but I kind of wanted to just leave them until I was done knitting it. But I went back and added the ribbing in my main color because I wanted to make sure, excuse me, I wanted to make sure that I had enough for that. But that's that. I split for the sleeve since last time, and I've just been enjoying this knit. I'm really obsessed with this new section that I'm in right here. I just love those colors together. I think it's looking really pretty. So, and this is my first time doing any kind of color work, really. I consider this to be my first like color work project. And I definitely had some more tensiony issues towards the top. Like you can kind of see some where it's like not amazing. And then I think it's like slowly getting better and better, like towards the end. So yay for progress. All right, there are my floats. I think they look pretty good and like even. I'm trying to be very mindful of which is my dominant color and which one is my not dominant color. I don't know if you say that right, but I always hold my main skein over my thumb and my contrasting one over my index finger, like that. And so I'm trying to be consistent on when I pick up my yarns that which one is over my index and which one is over my thumb. I've heard that makes a difference. But yeah, that's that. I hope to have this done by the end of the month, which I think is doable. It's fun to work on. But I'm not gonna win prizes from my make along anyways, so if I don't end up getting it done, like it's probably not going to matter too much. Oh, and this is in my I Am the One Who Knits bag. Oops, there's like yarn hanging out everywhere, but it has this nice element fabric and my logo on the other side. I have gotten a few questions about if these bags will be coming back in stock since they're all gone. I did these originally to celebrate my 2nd year in business for Breaking Yarn. And it was a lot of work. So I might come up with something else for my 3rd year. But I just wanted to mention that. If you are interested in it, please let me know. And we'll go from there and kind of gauge interest a little bit. And then my last whip that I have is in a bag that I have from Bates Threads. It's just a little drawstring bag. These are my Rose City Yarn Crawl share pair of socks that I am sharing with my friend Courtney of Shea Crochet. So on the trip, and I have an entire acquisitions video that explains all of this as well, but we decided, or Courtney suggested it actually, that we each buy a skein of yarn on Thursday of the yarn crawl and then split them and then knit socks throughout the weekend. And so this is what we did. We each got a skein of yarn. This one was the one I picked out from Knitted Wit Sock in the colorway Lost in the Woods. This one was a colorway specific for the Rose City Yarn Crawl. And Courtney picked out this one. Agate Fossil Beds National Monument is the colorway, but it's this like creamy color with like really light pastel-y blue, pink, and like yellow. And so they actually, when you stripe them together, it actually looks really cool. Like some of the stripes aren't super solid for the Into the Woods or Lost in the Woods. And then the other one does have some color, so it kind of like blends them a little bit. They look a little like vintagey stripes, not exactly like solid. And this yarn is 420 yards to 100 grams, so it's a little bit thicker of a sock yarn than say like my sock fingering base. So Courtney, I know, was doing decreases on her foot so that it would fit better, and I'm just gonna like see how it goes and then wear them around the house as slippers, worst case. But we knit these together in the lines while we were waiting to get into some of the stores at the Rose City Yarn Crawl. They were limiting how many people could come into each store at a time, and so sometimes we waited a while. I think the longest we waited was 1 hour and 45 minutes at Close Knit. The other ones like 20 to 30 minutes probably, and some we didn't wait at all, especially on Saturday when it was raining. That's a good time to go to the stores because it was dead and nobody was like waiting in the rain. Although I know that at some stores it had started raining after we were in the store and there were still people waiting in line, so just waiting in the rain. But yeah, while we were waiting in the lines and while we were just hanging out at her house and whatnot, we were knitting on these socks. This is as far as I've gotten, not too far. I need to get those finished up. I knit them some on the plain too because I was getting close to the toe on this, and for me to measure like where to start my toe, I put it on my bare foot, and once it reaches over my pinky toe, then I start my toe decreases, and I didn't want to do that on the plane. I felt like people would look at me funny, and or I did not have space in my tiny little like seat to do that, so I'd switched to these socks and did the gusset decreases on the plane. But yeah, that's my last whip. I have not started my mist tea yet. This is for the Brioche Along 2022 that is being hosted by Lesley of Knit Graffiti. I did cake up my yarn though, so progress, but I haven't started yet. I've been hesitant to start. I originally was thinking, oh, I'll start once I split for the sleeves on my sea glass tee, then I can kind of like go back and forth, and I just haven't done it yet. I think I might need to order another cable for my set because I do have a shawl on the needles as well, and I might need a cable that's long enough to do a shirt. Excuse me, I'll have the hiccups. So I might need to order some more cables, but I did cake up my yarn. I've only caked up 2 skeins so far. The pattern says I'll need 4 total, but I haven't caked those ones up. I kind of go as I just kind of cake as I go, because what if I don't end up needing all 4 skeins? Like, I don't want to have just caked up yarn sitting around. So this one is my sock fingering base in Lily of the Valley, and then this is my Breaking Delphinium colorway in my sock fingering base. And I wound those up. So 1 step forward, but not much more than that. I did do a acquisitions video, as I mentioned, for my Rose City Yarn Curl haul. So if you want to check out all the things I purchased, I mentioned the socks that that Courtney and I are knitting. But if you want to see everything else I purchased, you can check out my haul video for the Rose City Yarn Curl 2022. And then lastly, I have a few finished objects from the community to share with you. Like I had mentioned, I got a little behind in the Ravelry group, but if you want to share your projects that you've made with your breaking yarn, you can share them on Ravelry or tag me on Instagram and let me know that it's okay to share, and I will feature you here on the podcast. So I have a few to show you today. This first one is a Love Note sweater. It was knit by Ruth, and she used 2 skeins of sock DK in Walter White. She knit this as her first sweater pattern, and she knit it along Nicole of Professor Pearl, which I got to meet up with at the Rose City Yarn Curl in Portland, was hosting a knit along for that, for the Love Note sweater. And so Ruth decided to participate in that, and she knit the Love Note sweater in Walt. I love it. So cute. Okay, and the next one is from Mary, and this is a custom colorway that I had made for her before Christmas time. It was bleeding out and half Walter White. So we called it Bleeding Walt, and this is in the sock DK base. And she used a contrast heel and toe in Walter White, and she knit these for her dad for Christmas. And then the last one is knit from Barbara, and she knit the heel toe do-si-do. That's a pattern by Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady. She only did the patterning on the leg, and she modified it to be a child size, and she used Breaking Blue as the main color, and then Jane Margolis on the toes. But I thought those were so cute, and I love that she's knitting for the people in her life. Oh, and I forgot to mention what I'm wearing today. Okay, I am wearing my summer trellis. This is a pattern by Jill of Knitterella, and it has this really nice like lattice on the yoke, and this is the yarn that I dyed with Kool-Aid. So this is cherry, black cherry, and grape, and I faded them together, and it goes a little bit lower in the back, which is really nice, and it's just a short sleeve. I think you do add a little bit to the sleeves as well, but so yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. And I also am trying out these nails. I don't know if you can see my ring finger it's like sparkly and it's matte. I don't know if you can see that, but I am trying out for the first time red aspen. I've been following this girl on Instagram named Brittany, and she sells really nice like gold filled jewelry, and she's been showing off like her manicures. These are actually glue-on nails, but they look like, I don't know, like they don't feel like glue-on nails because you can like cut them and shape them however short or long you want them to be. This was my first time doing them, and I made a little bit of a mess with the glue. I got a few fingers stuck together, but I was able to just run my hand under like warm water, and then they came apart no problem, and I was able to get all the glue off. So I'm sure I will get better as I do them, but I did get one other set to try as well, but they're supposed to last up to 2 weeks. And then over the 2 weeks, the glue breaks down, and then they'll be easy to come off. So I will keep you updated. I have a link down below in case you want to check them out. You can. They have lots of different colors and options on there. This one, I'm trying to remember what the name is. I should have gotten that. I'll put it down here on the screen. The name of this set, but it's black. And then, like I said, the ring finger has this sparkly matte one. So it's not like shiny like the other ones. But so far I'm liking them. I did them the other night and they still look perfect. So I'll let you know. I will keep you updated on how those go. But I just kind of liked them the way that they looked a little bit better than the Color Street. So I'm trying them out. But the only thing is I need to get better at using the glue. And I think my issue, after talking to Brittany, I think my issue was that I put too much glue. And so it was kind of coming out a little bit, and then I was getting it everywhere because I used too much. But that's that. I think that's everything today. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 29 on the Breaking Yarn podcast. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.